My name is Elaine, and I've never felt a love as pure as the one I feel for my daughter, Lily. She didn't come from my womb, but she came from my heart, and that's a bond stronger than blood. When I adopted her 8 years ago, she was just 4. A shy little girl with big brown eyes, clutching a stuffed bear that had lost an ear. I remember the first night she called me Mom. It was quiet. She whispered it in the dark, almost like she was testing if it was safe to say it. And when she did, I cried, because for the first time in years, my house felt like a home. But my family, the same people who celebrated my promotions, my birthdays, my marriage, they never accepted her. At first, they were polite. She's cute, they said. But soon the whispers started. She doesn't look like you. Elaine, she'll never really be yours. And the one that cut the deepest. She's adopted, not family. I tried to ignore it. I told myself love would make them change. But love, sometimes, isn't loud enough for those who choose not to hear it. The pain started showing in Lily before I could stop it. She'd ask me, "Mom, why doesn't Grandma hug me the way she hugs Cousin Mia?" Or, "Why does Uncle Tom call me your little charity project?" How do you explain cruelty to a child who only knows love? You can't. So I just held her. Every night, tighter and tighter. I told her, "You are mine, Lily. Not by blood, by choice." And that's even more powerful. Last Christmas was the breaking point. My family invited me to our annual dinner. They told me I could come, but not Lily. "She'll be uncomfortable," my mother said. "It's just family this year." I felt something inside me break. I smiled and said, "You're right. It's just family. So we won't be coming." That night, I cooked dinner with Lily. We made burnt cookies and watched movies in our pajamas. She laughed so hard her eyes sparkled like stars, and I realized something. I didn't need their kind of family anymore. Months passed, and then life turned its pages in ways I didn't expect. My mother fell ill. My siblings started fighting over inheritance, over who should take care of her, over who was owed more. I stayed silent. Lily, that same little girl they rejected, asked me if we could visit Grandma. I hesitated, but she insisted. When we walked into that hospital room, my mother's eyes filled with tears. Lily held her hand and said, "Grandma, I know you don't like me much, but I still pray for you every night." My mother broke down. Right there, in that sterile white room, she wept. And through her tears, she whispered, "I'm so sorry, Elaine. I was wrong. You raised an angel." Lily smiled, the same forgiving smile that had healed me so many times. I cried that day, but not from pain, from gratitude. Because even after being rejected, my daughter still had the kindest heart in the room. When my mother passed a few weeks later, she left a handwritten note addressed to Lily. It read, "Forgive me for what I couldn't see. You were always part of us. I was just too blind to notice." Lily keeps that note framed beside her bed, not as a reminder of pain, but of growth. Because life has a way of teaching lessons, even when words fail. Moral of the story: family isn't defined by blood, it's defined by love. Rejection can break a heart, but forgiveness can heal it stronger. Sometimes the people who mock you are unknowingly preparing their own lesson in humility. Love quietly wins in ways revenge never can. When life lets karma speak, silence becomes your greatest peace. If this story touched you, please support us by leaving a like, sharing, and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our stories. Thanks for watching.